Where are you? Like, it's happening. It's happening. Okay, David, we're about to go there. We're about to go there. Thank you again, really, for this awesome opportunity to interview you. I'm really excited. And it says Cheryl Grant Live. Now I'm going to have to get back to you. So here we go. Hold on, Dave. There we go. There we go. So we're going to let this go live. Hello, everybody. I hope that you can see us loud and clear. I'm going to ping a few of my friends just to make sure. I think I just got some responses. How about that? Hold on. Good stuff. How are you guys doing today out there? How is life treating you? I am so excited to have Mr. David Imonitie. I want to say your name. You know what? I practiced it at least 100 times. Imonitie. Did I say
you got
it?
it?
David? Did I get it?
You got it. You got it.
What origin does your name come from?
Actually, not Nigeria. I am 100% Nigerian. Yep.
I love it. I love it. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
I'm so excited to be sharing with you today the opportunity to meet this mega superstar who is going to be sharing some valuable tips and tricks for you. And I don't even say tricks. Let me not say that. Let me say some valuable tips on how we maneuver in this new world. David, I first want to start off by just giving a background for those who know me. Sometimes people chime in for the first time, and I want them to have an opportunity. I'm going to change this mode too so that I can get you. There we go. I can get you side by side. So I'm going to share with people a little bit of why I started this platform. Most of you who know me know my name is Cheryl Grant, and I have a company called Cheryl Grant Enterprise. We are 100% about empowerment of women, and particularly women of color. And we want to create a platform that really gives a voice to women so that they can be their most optimal self. I primarily have been I focus on women that are it doesn't matter whether they're in corporate or they're entrepreneurs, but my passion is for those who are entrepreneurs because we are the least likely to have the opportunities given to us. And we have to really be a voice for each other to help uplift and encourage and inspire each other and really get a platform so that we can get the tools and resources that we need. And so with that, this platform, I'm working with women, but women, we need men too, right? We can't do this all alone. And one of the things that I was so impressed with David for a lot of different reasons. I was very, 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 very impressed with him. But I want to take a quick moment to give you a little bit of flavor. And so I'm going to be reading his bio. So I want you to just bear with me for a second because I think the information will really truly set the stage for who this dynamo is in front of you. And I said in my post today, if you didn't know him, I'm not sure where you've been because David is truly amazing rock star, to say the least. So David is a success trainer, investor, and serial entrepreneur. After several years of failure in the network marketing industry, he decided to shift how he viewed money and achievement. By applying proven success principles, he earned his first $1 million by the age of 27. First million by the age of 27. Let that sink in for a minute. David is most known for his iconic leadership in the network marketing industry. He has helped build organizations to over hundreds of thousands of members worldwide and led tens and thousands of families into financial freedom. Do we not need to hear from David? I think so. Hold on. His passion is teaching biblical principles in the areas of faith, finance, and belief. He shares his message of belief and achievement through BelieveNation.com, which is one of the most powerful achievement platforms on the planet. I want to say to you, I want to say to my network and to you, Mr. David, thank you for this amazing, amazing opportunity. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you doing?
You know what? As you know, I'm doing fabulous. We've, as my network knows, my computer decided to die on me about a week ago, in the middle of an interview with my mentor Les Brown, and I ultimately got a new one, but it's an Apple, and I've never used a Mac before, so now I got a whole new learning curve. But isn't that the fundamental of life, David? Like, soon as you get one thing, then something else opens up, and then maybe something else happens, like COVID-19, and you
Right,
have to
right, right.
readjust and not get stuck and not let it get you down and keep moving forward. So I want to kind of start there, David, but I want to start talking about you. Who is David? Who is David?
Well, Cheryl, let me first say thank you for inviting me on to share with obviously the people that follow you and following your work and a part of your mission and your goal. Don't take it for granted. So I definitely want to say I appreciate the opportunity to share, on this platform, and I'm looking forward to learning as well, because every time I do share, I do learn something new as well. But I'm just like anybody else out there. I was born at a very young age, and growing up, my parents told me to, go to school and, get good grades and all that good stuff. And tried that out. Didn't really work out for me. I finished. I didn't graduate. I graduated as a sophomore in college, and that didn't come with a degree. But at the age of 21, I became an entrepreneur. I got involved in the industry of network marketing, and first 4.5 years, 5 years, really didn't have any monetary success, and then started to learn some principles, some belief principles that really made all the difference for me, and then went on to have some great success. But two great parents, both of them are pastors. I initially grew up in Nigeria for the first 10 years of my life, and then came here in 1993, and just watched my mom work really, really hard, and my dad worked really, really hard, and so I got the work ethic from them, and just glad and grateful that I was able to find an opportunity that I could believe in, and learn how to believe in myself, learn how to believe in others, and here we are today. So it's some exciting times right now.
Well, David, you say that so effortlessly and so easy, and I say to you is there was something in you when you were young, and something that was inbred in you, maybe to your parents, and like you said, they're both ministers, but that something that was instilled to you. You have a passion. What is your passion? As you know, my platform is all about being mentally fit, and being mentally fit really means faith, intuition, and tenacity. That's what fit stands for. That's the acronym that fit stands for.
Right.
What in you was fit at such a young age, to have such a young
Mhm.
hunger, and a passion? I'd really like to understand that. Can you dive a little deeper into that?
You know, my Yeah, you're never able to connect the dots until you have an opportunity to look back. And growing up, my dad played professional tennis in Nigeria, and he was actually number one in the country and in Africa for a very, very long time. So I grew up with a celebrity in Nigeria. I grew up to hearing the applause
Right.
when he walked into the room or when he walked into the stadium. So I grew up in an environment where he had the ability to inspire people with his tennis. He had the ability to move people with his tennis. So I think that played a role. And then obviously growing up in the church, we were constantly around people. So it was always about people. It was always about seeing people's lives change. It was always about uplifting them. And then as a kid, Michael Jordan became a huge inspiration to me.
Right. Right.
And so you know it was always about whatever it is that you were doing.
Hmm.
How did it impact someone else? how did it make someone else feel? So just growing up with that mentality, and I was able to now do that in business, to where now everything that I do, my passion is about who can I inspire, who can I empower, whose life can I make a difference in. And because I've given so much of that away, it always comes back to me. I learned a long time ago that you always get to keep what you give. So the more inspiration I'm able to give, the more encouragement I'm able to give, the more it comes back. The more it comes back to me as well.
Wow. Well, one of the things that's so powerful. You said the more you teach, what did you say? The more you give. Did you said just said something so
Mhm.
powerful there.
Yeah, you get to keep whatever it is that you give.
Wow. You get to
Mhm.
keep whatever it is that you give. I like that. I'm gonna have to write that one down and keep that one. You don't mind if I reuse it though? You get to
No,
keep,
I reused it too, so you can go ahead and do it.
you keep what you give. I love that. So this led you on a quest. So after after your youth, then you went into a career. What was your career that you went into? And how did it lead you to where you are today?
Well, after college, funny enough, at the age of 20, while I was in school, I actually had two kids by the age of 20. So I have my son and my daughter. And when you have kids at that young age, it and without a college education, the way your life looks at that particular time, it looks pretty bad. Obviously, you have these two gifts, but I didn't have any money, and my parents were obviously probably struggling financially, and it was tough. But fortunate for me, I was able to find someone, a frat brother of mine, introduced me to relationship marketing, network marketing, and because I had some reasons why I had to succeed, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons why people win is because they have a reason to win. They have a compelling reason to win. At the age of 21, that's why I just never quit, and it was in a company called Prepaid Legal. I don't know if you've ever heard of that company before.
I actually was. I have a girlfriend. Her name is Tamara. Tamara, put you on the spot. Yes, I did. And I'm going to tell you, David, for me, I've been in sales all my life and I'm good at what I do. I give myself credit. I think for me, that was one of those things that was really challenging for me to conceptually put my head around. And for you
Right.
to be number what in the country? Like, I mean, you're like number at the top, within the top 3 or 4, I know, in the country.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
huge. That's huge.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it took some time. It didn't happen overnight, and it's. I mean, it's ridiculous now at this point, but it didn't start out that way. It took a while, and I tell people it's a process. You don't get to success. You actually really never get to success. You just reach different levels of it, and I just thank God that we were able to get here, and thank Him even more for where it is that we're going.
Well, I can see where you have applied faith, intuition, and tenacity just in this short discussion that I've had with you. Just
Mhm.
the faith to believe in yourself and the intuition to follow your gut, even along a path line that maybe didn't look like it was going to be promising, or maybe where you had shortfalls, but to continue to push through and drive that to go to the other side, which is really a beautiful thing. And I think it really leads us to where we are today because you have built an empire. You've built an empire. And there's very few people that I know that have built empires.
Mhm.
So you definitely need to congratulate yourself for that. But in building that empire, why don't you tell us number one about Believe Nation and what drove you to build it, because I think it's this amazing thing. But I'm not gonna spill. I want you to actually share.
Right. You know, when it was about 2012, I was 29 years old, and I was doing very well financially. I think that year I think I earned that year about 2 million, a little over $2 million that year. And you know, at November of every year, I set goals for the following year,
Right.
and I set an income goal, but this time I wanted to set something that was a little bit more meaningful than just money. Um, at that time, I felt like I had earned a significant amount, and I wanted to have something that would mean more than just finances. So I wrote down uh, my definite purpose in life, and I said that I actually have it written down on my index card. Uh, it said, "I, David Imonitie, have positively impacted the lives of over 1 billion people around the world with my voice and my appearance. That when they hear me, they hear God, and when they see me, they see you, they see God." And that's been the focus. Um, and so, in creating Believe Nation, I wanted to. I didn't know how it was going to happen when I wrote that goal down, but now that it's now starting to come into fruition, I needed a way to be able to quantify it,
Right.
right? To be able to say, okay, this is the amount of people. Because how would I know how many people I've really impacted? I can guesstimate and say it's hundreds of thousands of people or maybe millions of people. I don't know. But through Believe Nation, through this social media platform that we've created, there's a number on it. Right now it's about 12,500. So, I'm looking at this goal that I've set for myself for 1 billion people, and I've got a plan. I've got a 15-year plan to actually get that done. And even with this call right here, the reason why I agreed to do this call is because it aligns with where it is that I'm going. There's somebody that's listening to me right now or seeing me right now, and my goal is to impact their lives to where they can go on and reach, their highest levels. And with your message with faith and intuition, is it intuition?
Yeah. Faith, intuition, and
Yeah.
tenacity.
I think that's powerful, because faith is what you're hearing, and intuition is the voice that's on the inside of you. And if you have faith and you're hearing the word all the time, your intuition is always going to lead you down the path of truth, right? And that should give you the tenacity that you need to see it through. Because, yeah, just because you have faith and just because you have the intuition doesn't mean that it's still not going to take some time. And tenacity is another word for time. You can't show tenacity without a length of period of time going through. And right now, in today's world, I couldn't think of a better message right now than faith, intuition, and tenacity, especially with everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. And I also believe that the synergies are definitely aligned. My goal is to hit over 50 million women in 2020. And I know we're already, almost halfway there. We're in April, the fourth month of the year. But you were sharing with me some valuable tools that I can even use at this point in time. And I hope the audience that is listening, whether you listen now or whether you listen later, are truly taking notes. About what it truly takes in order to achieve your goals. And even in times like this, David, I say this all the time, that there is this space that we're in. And for some, it's very overwhelming. It's very mentally, emotionally, and spiritually draining.
Yeah.
And for it, they can't see past where they are to where they want to go. And one of the things I love about your messaging, because it speaks my language, is that we can't focus on, I mean, we can, but your mind is so powerful. It's very important to what you're focusing your energy on. So whatever you
Right.
focus on expands. And everything that you've been giving thus far as a testimony to your faith and how you've walked through is not living in this world. It's not that you're ignoring it or that you're not privy to it. It's that your focus is on where you're
Mhm.
going. And you said something to
Right.
me powerful the other day, and I want you to share with the audience, if you would. And when I asked you the question about how you're dealing with, kind of things that are going on and readjusting and pivoting in your business, and you were very clear. You did not hesitate to answer that question. So I'm not going to even preface
Mhm.
what you said. I'm going to let you answer it again for them, because I thought
Yeah.
it was, you were very clear. You never stuttered.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
remember what you said to
you
me?
know, you
Do you
can't
remember what
fo
you said?
you I don't remember word for word, but it's probably gonna be about the same answer. You can't focus on what's going on right now. You know, you can't you because wherever your focus is, that's where your energy is flowing. And if I spent my whole day, or if I spent 1 hour of my day focused on the negativity of what's taking place right now, the impact of that is not just 1 hour. That impact can be a day, it can be 2 days, it can be a whole week. So I just made a decision that, we were not going to focus on what was going on. We were going to say to ourselves, what can we do? What can we control? How can we give more? How can we help more? What is the solution versus focusing on the problem? Looking at a problem, focusing on a problem has never fixed any problem.
There you
But
go.
looking at the solution, all right, because there is a solution to the problem. There's always a solution to the problem. Looking at the solution always fixes the problem. So it's a choice. It's a decision that you make, and it's not that you are not sympathetic to what's going on around the world. It's not that you don't have any empathy for people that are really having to deal with this from, they've lost loved ones. It's not that at all. But you realize that, hey, what can I control right now? And I have to imagine that fear has killed more people. The fear of coronavirus has killed more people than coronavirus itself. It said that the thing that I feared the most has come upon me. So as the media took this on, something that already existed, and because the media said, hey, this is what it is, this is what's going on, guess what? Something that already existed, but now it was given life with words. Creation went into formation. Now there's just so much fear that's out there, and it's caused a lot of heartbreak, around the world, and it's unfortunate. There's a bigger play that's happening that most of us can't see. There's something else behind this that most of us can't see. But once again, I'm not focused on. I'm looking, where are the opportunities? Where are the investments right now? Where can I put, I made a pretty sizable investment a couple weeks ago, and that already is paid out about almost 30%. And it has to do with this crisis. There's always opportunity in chaos. There's always opportunity in chaos. But what perspective are you looking at it from? If you're looking at it from the doom and gloom, and but it all goes back to where your faith is. What does the word say about the situation? What does it say about your health? What does the word say? 1,000 may fall here, 10,000 may fall there, but it's not going to come to me. So because I have it in my head and in my heart, when situations come up, it doesn't have an adverse effect on me at all. Because I have a choice here. What am I going to believe? Am I going to believe the news anchor? Because that anchor, they want to anchor you in to a way of thinking, or am I going to allow the word to be the anchor in my life? And I made that decision a long time ago, and that's why I don't worry.
I absolutely love it. I decided almost about 3 weeks now, going on 3 weeks, that I have not watched any television, like not even a movie. And it's really been a blessing, because you don't have that constant negativity. And actually, I've been more productive doing other things without focusing on that.
Mhm.
And I'm not really a TV watcher. But I want to bring this back to, my goal is to reach over 50 million women. And I definitely see synergies in our platform. I'd love, I'm just going to put this seed in there. I know we talked about it, but I'd love to bring you back and have a master class where we could really do
Mhm.
a deep dive and pick a date that really works for both of us, that, and with your schedule, because I know you're really busy launching Believe Nation, but definitely
Mhm.
want to make that happen. I want to just
Yeah.
pause here for the audience and just say to you, please feel free to ask questions because David is here. I brought him here to provide you some light. I brought him here to open up a new way of thinking for you so that you can go start today living your best life and not wait for a future date. I also, David, have this belief system. In the process of putting together a town hall with some community leaders and people that I really respect, to have a conversation about how we move forward as a community. And I really believe that we have left what I consider to be the old world. And I put it in this perspective. The old world for me is that of capitalism and individualism. And I feel like there's a new currency, and that new currency is about community, and it's about connection, and it's about community. And those who really truly get that are going to not only thrive in the new world, they're going to prosper in ways they've never even thought or imagined. Those who are hanging on to me, my, and I feel will be a part of the old world and will get left.
Right.
And in my quest to put this together, and one of the things I guess I'm enamored by is your concept. And it's not even a concept because you're doing it. You have over 12,000 people already in it. But to be surrounded with people of like minds that really truly believe in the power, not the negativity. That's one of the things, even on my Facebook feed. I like to have dialogue, but I'm not going to belittle anybody. I don't care who it is. I don't have those kind of conversations. It's about how do we come together collectively. And long as we can have conversations about that and those ideas, I'm all for it.
Right.
But I'd love to hear more about Believe Nation, because this is the first time in existence that this is happening. I don't know where it exists anywhere else. So can you share?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think it has. I think this is the first of its kind. There are other platforms out there where you have great teachers that provide great content, but a lot of times you have to pay for that. There's a monthly subscription for that, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just made a decision based on what my goal was that I was going to make it free, because the value of what it is that I'm giving, you can't put a price on it. What was I going to charge? And I didn't want to put a dollar amount to where a person says, okay, that's worth my $100 a month, or that's worth my $200 a month. I didn't want that. So if you can't pay me for it, I'm going to do it for free, and allow the power of sowing and reaping to come into my life. So I sow this platform to the world, and the return on it is going to be from God. And there's no better giver than him, right? So, but this platform, in its definition, is the most powerful achievement platform on the planet. What we've done is we've created a way for us to be able to increase your belief system through daily success habits. So when a person first gets started with Believe Nation, we have a topic every single month, and there are different lessons and different strategies and techniques and habits that you do on a daily basis that will allow you and fortify your belief system. So this month we're talking about thriving versus surviving. What are some of the things that I can do right now to thrive, even in this pandemic, even with this health crisis? What are some of the things that I can do to be able to thrive in this situation? And every single month there'll be a topic. And then now you couple that with a social media aspect to where people can post pictures, they can post comments, they can communicate with each other. It's an environment where you have the support of other people that are walking this journey with you, alongside with you, and everybody's getting this type of coaching. And then over time, I will bring in other influencers into it as well, to give their content, give their information. So it won't just be me. And also people within Believe Nation will be able to give out their content and give out their information, because this is not as time goes on, this will move away from, this is David's platform, to it's just BN. It's just Believe Nation.
Well, thank you, David. I'm gonna just clap for everybody else out there. They're clapping right now because I see all the hearts going up. I just want you to know. So there's a couple of questions. So I wanna give you. Rashida Jones wants to know, David, I'm curious about your daily practices. Which facilitate your faith and focus on your personal and professional. If I can get the rest of it, on your personal and professional goals.
Okay. You know, there are three things that I do every day. And these things are now very subconscious. They're not, I don't like, okay, do this at this time and do this at this time. No, I do it all throughout the day subconsciously. Okay. There's three things that I do to create. My goal is to create the future every single day. So every day, I'm very, very conscious of the words that I speak. Okay. I'm very conscious of the words that I see. Okay. The images that I see. And I'm very, very conscious of the emotions that I have. Those are the three things that I do every day. And I do it on a very subconscious level. If you come to my home right now, I have pictures. I live in a pretty decent sized home, but I have pictures of a 20,000 square foot home around my home. So if you go in the living room, there's a picture of a 20,000 square foot picture in my living room. If you go in my kitchen, same thing. If you go in my bedroom, same thing. If you go in my closet, same thing. If you go in my office, same thing. I have signs. I have, you know, this index card. I have it in my wallet. So every day I'm surrounding myself with the right words. Words are the way to master the mind. Okay. The mind is the servant to the words. The mind is like the GPS on your phone or in your car. It's got all the content in there. It's got all the information in there. It has all the direction in there, but it can't do anything until you give it an instruction. Until you say, hey, take me to the Galleria Mall, that GPS is not going to do anything for you. Right. So that's how I've really mastered this whole process here. So, and then I have images around me. So, you know, I have pictures of jets everywhere around my house, because the only material goal that I have now is a jet. Now, this worked for me when
That's one of my dreams too, by the way. I just want you to know.
There you go. Right.
Yeah,
You know, this worked for me when I was driving my dad's car, when I was driving a Hyundai. You know, I wanted a Bentley. You know, 2010, I paid cash for one. I wanted a Lamborghini. You know, 2011, 2012, I paid cash for that. You know, I wanted a Rolls Royce. I think I'm on my fourth one. I drive two right now. So things that I desired, I put the words around me. I put the pictures around me, the signs around me. So every day, that's what I'm surrounded with. Out of sight, out of mind, right? So if it's in sight, it's in mind. And anything you hold in your mind long enough is going to show up in the physical. That's just the way creation works. And then I make sure that every day I have the emotion of gratitude. You know, I have the emotion of love, you know, the emotion of excitement and enthusiasm. And it's in what it is that I do. If I find myself not feeling, you know, at my best, you know, then I'll put on some music, the right type of music, or listen to some type of personal self-development, or take a shower. A lot of times, you know, water has a way of cleansing as well. You know, I kind of put a video out there on Instagram. I said, is it just me, or are you taking 4 or 5 showers a day right now? You know, so those are just some things, but it's not a, you know, when I wake up in the morning, my alarm clock says my goal. My alarm clock is, you know, I earn 7 million, you know, I earn 7 figures a day, you know, so I wake up, that's first thing that I see. So I'm just training my mind for where it is that I'm going, and I'm not focused on the negativity of what's going on. I've had challenges. You know, I've had
challenges, David. You've had challenges of all these successes. You have had
a A lot of
Somebody
challenges.
asked the question, what was your biggest obstacle you had to eliminate to pursue your dream? Brenda Moppins asked that question. By the way, that's my BFF. So
The biggest obstacle is always within you. You know, it's always the limiting belief of, can I do it? Am I good enough? You know, when is it going to happen?
right.
And that's a daily thing. You know, that's you're always gonna challenge yourself and say, can you do it? But then that's why you have to train that mind, you know, that belief system. And but it wasn't, I never really cared about what someone else said I couldn't do or could do. I never really cared about that. It was always about what I was saying to myself, and that's why I put this goal so big, to impact 1 billion people. I know that I can't do that by myself. That is something that God is going to have to play a huge role in, and the world is going to have to play a huge role in that too as well.
So I want to make sure, Brenda, did he answer your question? What was the biggest obstacle you had to eliminate?
Eliminating limiting beliefs.
I like that. I like that. Eliminating limiting beliefs. Somebody asked, Julianne asked, what's your mantra? What word do you live by? I think you kind of shared those, but.
You become what you think about.
Do you have a mantra? Like, do you have
Yeah.
a mantra?
You become what you think about.
Oh, that's it. You
That's
become
it.
what you think about.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
My book is actually now available too on
Okay, please
Amazon.
show that up. Show that up so people can see it. Achieve.
Conceive, yeah, conceive, believe, and achieve.
Yes, conceive, believe, and achieve.
So yeah, it's available on Amazon and Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Conceive, believe, and achieve. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's you become what you think about. That changed my life when I understood that. When I truly, truly understood that, as a man thinking in his heart, so is he. It was done. I never worried about hitting goals ever again.
So it sounds to me, David, that when and especially when you're coaching, because you built a platform through multi-level marketing, and in order to help other individuals achieve success, and you're sharing, I find that people will hear, but they don't do. So there has to be a correlation between the two, and everything. And I hope everybody is really taking notes on this, because I'm soaking it in like a sponge. So, and I practice a lot, 90%, 95% of what you talked about. But it is even a reminder of when you said earlier, you are very cognizant of the words you speak, the images you see, and the emotions that you have. And like you said, so as a man thinketh, so is he. And one of the things I find that we as human nature, we tend to, you develop a new habit. Let's say your habit is going to work out, right? And you're on this path and you're working out, and then you fall off. Getting the mental discipline back up to just do it, just get back up and do it. And that's to me where the disconnect happens. It's like people want the result, but they don't want to do the work. And they kind of go hand in hand. You can't have the success without the work. Did something just happen? Did we lose you, David?
No, I'm here.
Okay. You can't have the success without the work. So I just want to instill in the people that are listening today, and as you're sharing all these awesome jewels, and they're jewels, they're only as good as you use them.
Mm-hmm.
He can say it all day, and it doesn't matter. If you're not willing to do the work, then you won't get the results. You won't get the results. You got to be able to do the work. You got to be able to do the work. So we have launched Believe Nation, and please, if anybody has questions, I want to make sure that you chime in. Make sure. I got a question from Dejan Grant, and that happens to be my son, my
Awesome.
oldest son. He says, "How can you see your platform working with SGE in the Move Forward campaign to further the message of achieving business?" So let me explain to you. I am starting a movement, and it's about my message to hit the 50 million women, and it's because I believe I can. I believe, like you, if you have the mindset and you're bold enough to have it, and you hold it and you walk in the direction, the people will show up, and they already are. You kind
Hmm.
of showed up that way. I call it divine manifestation, how it happened, but it did. And I really
Hmm.
believe that you are a tracker of what you believe and see. So how do you see, yeah, David, how do you see working with Cheryl and Enterprises?
Well, I think we're doing that right now. I think when you go on Facebook or you go on Instagram, there are people that see you and say, okay, I want to follow her. I love her. I love her messaging. So anybody who's a part of Believe Nation, that network is now basically available to you to have an impact in their lives. So as Believe Nation grows from 12,000, we'll be at 100,000 in the next 90 days. The different people that are part of it, that network is open to them. So if your focus is women, and a woman sees and she resonates with you and resonates with your message, then she's going to get connected to you. She's going to get connected to the movement that you have. So it's an open platform, just like Instagram or Facebook, for people to be in there and be a light. Be a light to the world, and allow those people to reach out to you and say, hey, I want to be a part of what it is that you're doing.
Well, awesome. And David, I'm going to tell you, people are really chiming in and saying, Melinda says, I like this way of thinking. If you don't have a vision, you can't further yourself. I like your confidence. And thank you for sharing. I know that there are a lot of people, David, that really needed to hear from you today. And as much as we are here in collaboration to share the message and really to get people to pivot from, if you want something, now is that time. Right now, not now, but right now, to
Hmm.
make a choice in your life about who are you going to be moving forward. And after this conversation with David and I ask you, what are you going to do? What actions are you going to take from what he has said? Have you been taking notes? Have you been truly paying attention to the messages that have been given to you? Because they show up every day. And when they show up, are you capturing them? And they show up in many different forms. And I really do challenge you that today is the day to start thinking differently. And we can't do anything. Well, I don't like the word can't. There are things within our control, and there's things outside of our control. Manage what's in your control. Whatever that is, manage
Right.
that, because that's all you can do. And then I want to say, David, what advice would you give them from a standpoint of, right now people are looking to pivot? They're entrepreneurs. They're looking to increase additional revenue streams. You have made a fortune doing multi-level marketing. Do you still have the
Hmm.
platform? Do you still do multi-level marketing?
Yeah, I still do.
There's people out here that need to understand what that is and how do
Yeah,
they.
I still do network marketing. I've got right now probably about 50,000 people that are in my organization right now, and it's going very, very well. That's more so my career, and Believe Nation is my calling. But my advice to people would be, you need to decide what it is that you want. If we're talking about finances, what's your goal for 2020? How much money do you really want to earn this year? And choose a number, choose a number that, if you're making, $100,000 a year right now, don't go out and say, well, I want to make $1 million this year. You know, Pick a goal that is measurable, right? And say, okay, I'm specifically saying I want to make $250,000 this year. I think you can make that jump from 100,000 to $250,000. So if that's what it is that you want, I want you to decide that this year I'm going to make $250,000. Now, you may not know how you're going to do it. You may not even be involved in something right now that can allow you to do it. But I want you to set that goal anyway. and I want you to write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper. You know, I'm really big on that. You know, write the vision, make it plain, so who sees it will run. If a person is not doing the work, it's because they're not seeing the vision. They're not seeing where it is that they're going. So you write it down, and I write it down in a way that it's already happened. It's me sending a signal to my mind that it's already happened. I'm so happy and grateful now that I earned this amount of money, you know, by December 31st, 2020. And then what I would do is I would figure out a way to have those words around you all the time. So you see it and you affirm it, you know. I say it all throughout the day. And because I understand that I have the ability to create the same way God created. God creates with his word. I create with my word. So I speak it all the time, speak it all the time, speak it all the time. And the right opportunities, the right situations, the right events will take place in order for you to get to that level of income. And when you find that opportunity, you know, work your butt off. You know, at the end of the day, that's, you know, we can give all the coaching in the world, but trust me, it's work. You got to put the work in if you're going to win in real estate or network marketing or traditional business or whatever it is. It's going to take some work, but then just have faith that it's already done. You know, that was, you know, that's been my formula is desire, skills, faith. Desire plus skills times faith is equal to success. So when we do the deep dive, I'll go more into that formula there and
He
and
just agreed
teach
to do the
people as well.
deep dive. If y'all didn't catch that, he just agreed to do it.
Yeah.
He just agreed. But here goes, David. Before a couple of things, I want to remind the audience: if you have any questions, please do ask right now. While we're doing that, and I'm waiting for your questions, I want to say to you, please do follow me if you're not already doing that on Instagram. And also, please do chime in for our masterclass that's going to take place on the 25th. And we have a treat for you. You can go to my website to get all the information that you need to find out about it. I have a great guest for you. She is just absolutely, absolutely amazing. Her name is Michelle Thornton Yeehee, and she is a powerhouse. She was the former CEO for BET Her. And you guys are going to just absolutely love her. So that's going to be on the 25th. I'm definitely going to be bringing David back to do a more deep dive masterclass. So you guys have an opportunity for that. I also want to encourage you to please check my website out for the town hall meeting that's going to be taking place on the 24th of this month at 7 p.m. I am bringing some amazing individuals to have conversations with you. Antonio Davis, Devin George, just to name a few, that are coming. They're both retired NBA players, but they believe in what the work that I'm doing, and we're going to be having a real conversation about how we can push our agenda as a community forward. And then, David, I want you to give them, first of all, David, where do they go to find out about Believe Nation?
Just go right to believenation.com. Believenation.com is up, it's running, and all the information and what it entails is in there. And you know, if you like what you see, I implore you to get in. It's completely free, so no charge to you whatsoever. And let's rock and roll.
Yeah, so let's we're at the 8 o'clock hour. I know we started a little late, David, and I apologize for that, everybody. That's yours truly working through her issues. But David, can you hold your book up again one more time? Can you hold your book?
Yep, there it is.
Do go get David's book. Definitely support him, and do follow David on Instagram. And David, say your last name. I like the way you say it.
Imonitie. David
Imonitie. So please do chime in.
You got it.
So if there's not any more questions, I don't want to hold you any further, David, but I want to thank you for today. And let's definitely reconnect and make it happen for a deeper dive, okay?
Awesome. Let's do it. Thank you for having me again.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
All righty. Bye.